Colts at the Vikings, Sunday Night Football, flexed into prime time. The Vikings favored by 5. The Colts benching Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco. I don't know whether the Vikings are happy or upset about that, but when you see Richardson at his highest level, it's pretty impressive. The Vikings were favored by 6 before the benching, so the betting has favored the Colts since then. And despite the 4-4 record, the Colts are an NFL best 7-1 against the spread. Chris, who do you have, Colts or Vikings? And give me your score.
Well, first, the Anthony Richardson thing, right? This is not the end here. This is not. Again, it's early on in his career. And last year's injury, kind of kicked the can down to this year into like, hey, he still didn't develop and get a chance to play last year, let alone he didn't have a full offseason. They still, like you just said, they still see his high-end talent. They're not giving up on him here right now, but he's not ready. And going 10 for 32 or 9 for 24, it's hard to win football games in the NFL like that. Oh, doesn't hit the broadside of the barn. Oh, doesn't hit the broadside of the barn. Oh, doesn't hit the broadside of the barn. Oh, doesn't fix the protection. Oh, whoa, what a throw. Nobody in football can make that throw. Oh, doesn't hit the broadside of the barn. Doesn't hit the broadside of the barn. Horrible decision. Why do you leave the pocket? Oh, no, what the hell was that? Whoa, great throw. That's too hard. And against Minnesota, who we know can stop the run and does a lot of crazy stuff at the line of scrimmage, I guarantee you Brian Flores and company are going, damn it, I wish they'd play Anthony Richardson. We'd have a better chance of tricking them and confusing their offense. Joe Flacco, they're not going to be able to trick him the same way, let alone they're going to have to worry about a more precision passing offense along with that. So I can see the Colts moving the ball. I do see that. They run the ball well, and I think their running game will only be better because Joe Flacco and a passing game will have to be defense now. Where I think when it was Anthony Richardson, defenses were a little bit like, here's most of the chips in stop the run game, and we'll leave like 1 or 2 chips out to stop the pass game. And again, I think that's where Shane Steichen looked at it and went, man, everybody in our locker room, we're in the playoff race. I can't sit here and tell our team we're trying to win games by playing this guy where the ball's all over the place, the decisions are all over the place, and he's tapping out of the game because he's tired. That's a bad look. I'm sure all of that had something to do with that. Not a good look. I think this game will be fun. I think Minnesota's offense is just too much for the Colts defense. That's really what I look at it. I could see it kind of going back and forth, Minnesota scoring a late touchdown to kind of control the football game and go ahead. I'm going to go 30-21 Vikings.
Yeah, I've got 31-23 Vikings. I just think they need this one desperately. They've got a couple extra days to get ready for it. They've got some tough games looming. This is one they need to win. They need to start stacking wins again to rebuild their confidence. And look, even though Joe Flacco played well last year for the Browns, he had a great team around him. He had a better team around him there than he has with the Colts. And he's done okay so far this year when he's played for Indianapolis. He beat the Steelers. But I feel like right now the Vikings need this. Prime time at home. They just need to find a way to make it work and to get a win, get the ball to Justin Jefferson, hope that Cam Robinson can walk through the door and be a competent replacement at left tackle for Christian Darrisaw, get the running game going with Aaron Jones, and hope you can do enough to confuse Joe Flacco or put pressure on Joe Flacco,
right?
And maybe make him make some mistakes.
That's
that was the criticism last year. He throws the ball down the field. What happens? He gets picked off.
Right.
Get him to make some quick decisions, throw the ball, and force a turnover.
Would you have benched Anthony Richardson, or would you have ridden it out there a little bit and just gone, okay, we're going to take our licks, and that's just what it is, and we're going to deal with it? I mean, there's definitely, I think, a case made for both. I don't think this is an easy decision by any stretch of the imagination.
2 things. Number one, I think that there's a self-preservation angle to this that Shane Steichen recognizes. If I devote the rest of the year to developing Anthony Richardson, I won't be the coach here next year to benefit from his development. And secondly, I think that they were facing a mutiny in the locker room. There just feels like there's maturity issues, the tapping out, there's other stuff that they're tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
I get the sense that the players were done with Anthony Richardson.
Yo, homies, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's time. The NFL season is here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You can hit subscribe to get all the weekly picks, plus our Sunday recaps as the games are happening.
Oh, you know it. Nobody does that better than us. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. We'll see you next time on Unbuttoned.